Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to another episode of Dwarf Fortress. We are currently right in the middle of beefing up some defenses. We're setting up a second barracks deep underground to be used as our effective barracks for our cavern expedition, which may be starting up soon. If we take a look down here, we can see that we have a ground-level cavern deep in the ground here. Might be able to get some interesting things out of it, but we're going to have to get down there first. So we're setting up this lovely barrier room here, which is going to have some traps and to defend as well, just to make sure we don't run into anything unexpected. We also have a barrier room much higher up to make sure that if anyone does manage to get past them, they will not be able to simply waltz into our fortress. This nice array of cage traps, once they finally get built, should help protect us from the menaces of what lies beneath. Now, also, in addition to that, we're also building some top-level defenses. We are currently in the process of building 2 watchtowers here at the entrance, which are kind of interesting. We haven't actually done this kind of thing before, but it should be an interesting experiment. We're going to continue building that right now by designating some constructions here. We're going to start building, again, our walls in the 4 corners, which should help make sure that things don't get blocked later on. So I'll build one little quartzite block there. We'll build another one. Whoop. Build another one right over here. There we go, and that should also help stabilize our structure. From this we'll be able to move on and there we go, one more. Well, from this we'll be able to move on and add in some more fun things. We're going to build up one more layer on top of that and then potentially turn all of the walls into fortifications we can shoot out of. The idea behind this is fairly simple. If people are invading, we can simply raise this drawbridge, and anyone who wants to come fight us is going to have a problem, because all of a sudden they're going to have a whole bunch of people shooting down at them or out at them. We should have a pretty decent range with the crossbows out and around this area, so we should have a pretty effective radius of attack there. The one problem we're going to potentially have is that if they have any kind of swimming enemies, they might be able to swim into our fort through our well, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that in the long run. We're also going to need to set up our second military group soon if we want to. Hello, we got some more migrants. Well, hello. Interesting timing, right at the start of the episode. Let's see what you are up to. Pop open our dwarf therapist, read our dwarves here. How many more dwarves did we just get? We got another... Oh my goodness. Oh no, hang on. Are they mixed in? Oh, they're mixed in with wave 10. We got about 17 more dwarves from the looks of things. Let's see if we can pick out who's who. This is a new guy. He is a fisherman. Asmel is a leatherworker and a weaver. Okay. Other Asmel is a child. Athel is a child. Avuz is another fisherman. We have a lot of fisher people coming in. Selab here is not a hunter. That's unfortunate. Damas is a hunter. That's awesome. A hunter and a waxworker, apparently. Dumed is a dyer, a milker, and a cheesemaker. Not a great setup for us. And Duk here is a wood burner. That's fine. We can always use someone to do that. Azum is a child. Fath is a doctor. Not a great doctor, though. Godin is a crossbow maker. There's a lot of crossbow makers coming to our fortress. We don't need all these crossbow makers. Litast here is a furnace operator, blacksmith, and metal crafter. That's pretty good. Nish is a child. Who else is new here? So this is all our crew originally. Stukos is a child. Other Stukos is also a child. Foltig here is a fisherman. Lots of fishermen. That's about it. Do we have any interesting military skills popping up in there? Nothing exceptional. There might be some people in there who had some military skills, but nothing fantastic. And in social, nothing really unusual beyond Fenris's consolation and persuading skills. Okay. That's interesting enough. We'll get back there. We're up to 184 dwarves, close to the maximum, so it's going to be hard to get new people in here after this, but we'll see. So let's keep going. Of course, there could be some kind of horrible tragedy that murders off many of our dwarves, and we'll have to rename people, but hopefully that doesn't happen. So they're going to come join us soon. We're going to need even more bedrooms now, aren't we? Oh, we've almost deforested this entire place, too. Wow. The deforestation is really vicious. You go through so much terrain so quickly. Problem is, we're going to start going through food a lot faster, too. Thankfully, we have lots of plants and meat and stuff, but we are going to go through food fairly quickly with close to 200 dwarves in our army. That may be a concern. Either way, where are you? He's running all the way along the wall to pick up the quartzite to bring back and use on the wall. Huh. Maybe that quartzite won't sit there forever. Not what I expected, at the very least. Huh. Also, a bazillion notifications here from our engravers. So they're just engraving up a storm rapidly and producing tons and tons of masterpieces. They're going to make our fortress so happy once it all gets finished. Hey, look at our road! Our road is getting built too. Ever since we got... Is this even the right person? This is Ezektor. I wonder why it suddenly started working, because for a while there, it was constantly getting suspended, but now all of a sudden, all these sections of it are constantly getting built. It's great. I think it might have something to do with Donut Pants going around and doing all the architecture work for all of them, and not having to worry about stopping for various reasons. We have a dwarven child who's just grown up from a baby. That's good. Alright, we got lots of good stuff going on right now. That's awesome. I might try and start getting some kind of bee working industry going on, because we have a lot of beehives around here. Lots of beehives. I'm not entirely sure exactly how many, but there's definitely a bunch. Some of these are anthills. There's bumblebees too, though. Yeah. I might try and do something with all these bees. Honeybees, bumblebees. What's this one? Ants. There you go. I knew there was some ants around here somewhere. But there's a bunch of beehives and stuff. What's this one? That one is bumblebees. Yeah, I might try and do something with the bees. I'm not entirely sure what you can do with the wax or with the honey, but we can always experiment with it and find out. But there's some interesting stuff there. If we check up on the top here, no progress there yet. Let's check in the basement and see how that lower level is coming. Down we go. And this is digging out. Have they connected this to anything? Thankfully, no. It doesn't actually connect to anything. That's good. The last thing we'd want to do is have this tunnel accidentally connect to something else and then open up our cavern early before we're ready. Especially since we're planning on building that lovely barracks defense network up there. It would be unfortunate if it accidentally got unleashed early. This is looking pretty safe though for the most part. I have a feeling it'll connect up nicely and we'll be able to do what we please once we have it all set up. So that's good. Alright. This place is pretty much cleared out, so once we can get some, structures in there, get some stuff ready, we'll be ready to defend ourselves, I think. We have this long stretch as well if we want to put more traps in, but I don't think we're going to need that many. Alright, especially not with this nice barrier up here. This buffer zone should pretty much protect us from whatever we wind up running into. For now, though, we're going to come back up here. We're going to make sure that's all nicely done. Wow. Huh. Very cool. Alright, well, we can also always turn this into more dining space if we want. We can add this area outwards and then go from there if we want to add more dining area, or rather more sleeping area close to the dining areas, because it's pretty easy to extend this tunnel just like we did over here, except in the other direction. So that can always be used for more bedroom space if we need more. This is a very small floor, as is this one, really. These floors don't have a whole lot on them. They're just nice and contained. Makes it pretty easy to tell where all of our stuff is. So, it looks like our engraving is also getting pretty well done in here. They're working on the stock room now from the looks of it. We're getting some of that wall done. Hello! Well, Fez has just given birth to a child. Awesome. Awesome. We'll zoom that game again. Getting some good progress done here. I want to see this road finished someday soon. We're getting there, though, which is good. People are bringing the quartzite over so they can actually produce sections of it, and the architecture is actually happening, which is surprising. Now, I want also for this section to be finished. They're slowly getting through this tower over here. They might start working on this one before too long as well. Interesting. Looks like they've moved some of it over, but only part way. He must have a kid part way through working on it or something. I'm not sure. We want more plump helmets, more masterpieces. Now we have two different kinds of things spamming our announcements. Tons of masterpieces and tons of plump helmets desired. Are these all working still? I always have to keep checking, because I'm always worried they're going to get cancelled, and I have to go back and fix them. Looks like they're all working, though. That one's in progress. Well, looks pretty good to me. Yep. Alright. Nothing suspended yet. That's always good. I hope this road does something once it's finished. We've spent enough time trying to get it completed in the first place. With that said, though, if we take a look over at our area over here, we can see we have these guys ready. I might want to do something with them soon. I might wait till I have my second barracks built first, though. So we're going to want some armor stands and weapon stands. We're going to want some beds. We're going to want some archery targets. So let's get those kinds of things working. We'll come down here. We're going to probably use stone for this stuff, although, honestly, we don't even have the doors that I've been asking for. We got a couple of them, but not a whole lot. I might use wood just to make sure they actually get built. because our masons are pretty hard-pressed for things to do. We're still making bins, which is good, because we need lots of bins, but I think we'll use this Crafts Dwarf Workshop to make some armor stands, make 3 armor stands, make 3 weapon stands. We have plenty of beds already, so I don't need to make those specifically. Weapon rack, weapon rack, weapon rack, and I need to make some archery targets. I think I have to build those specifically, though. I can't remember how I did that last time. I'm pretty sure you build those specifically. And if not, are they in the stone workshop? They may be. No, they're not. Okay, we just build them specifically on the area, I believe. Alright. Well, we can start producing those racks. We can put them downstairs. Is there anything else we need to bring from up here? I don't think so. Beds and archery targets and weapon and armor racks are pretty much all we need. Although if we do decide to build some kind of drawbridge system down there, which might be a good idea, then we may need to use a lever as well. But we can wait for that for now, because I don't think we actually have any of those things planned at the moment. We're still out of ammunition, though. Are our craftsmen actually making it? Yeah, he's making wooden bolts, and he's making wooden bolts. Good, so they are producing bolts, there's just not enough for everyone. Hopefully we get more going soon, and we actually can continue our work. Let's take a look at what these guys are producing again. Take a quick peek at the walls they've been producing. Masterwork. Masterfully designed image of a goblin and a cyclops. And the goblin is being murdered by a cyclops. It's a nice picture in your storage room wall. Whatever. Just because it's horribly murderous doesn't mean that it can't be good. More quartzite coming up here. That's good. It was a child just randomly standing in this half-developed tunnel. It's kind of bizarre. We check on the top here. They finished those sections of wall. That's good. Now I can build the other parts of the wall. That's the wrong button. We go build, capital C, and then W. Good. That's what I wanted. I have a hard time with the construction buttons. I keep pushing the wrong thing at the wrong time. We get back down to the quartzite and produce some more things with it. We'll build some more walls again. We've got to roof off this whole section so that we can move on to the next floor. And then from there, hopefully we'll be able to keep going. More walls. More walls. It's a slow process building all these things, but eventually we will have our finished product, and hopefully it will be a very effective thing. We'll have to wait and see, though. So there's some more quartzite done, and I do not need any more walls at the moment. We need to build up to the next floor after this. In fact, I could probably start the next floor now if I wanted. If I wanted to go into constructions, I can build an up-down stair here with... up-down stair is X? Yes, it is. I should be able to build the up-down stair directly above the other staircase, which should be here. Yeah. Build the up-down stair there. We'll build it out of quartzite, too, because this is the quartzite building, so I might as well make everything out of quartzite. Get a nice unified look for the outside. It's not necessarily the best mineral, but it's a nice clean white color, and I like it, so we'll try it. And once that's done, we'll be able to start working on the next floor, even though the next walls aren't done yet. So, we'll get that working, then we go one more floor, and then we can destroy the up-down staircase after we've built the next floor and replace it with just a down staircase. I think that is a possible thing you can do. We will find out. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Those guys are getting that tower built slowly but surely. Eventually we'll be able to actually use it. That's good. Our road here is actually getting built, which is nice too. There's a couple segments of it that are now completed. This is promising. We're making progress here. We're making progress. We'll check out that our various weapon racks and armor racks are actually getting completed, and when they are, we'll be able to move on to the next step. He's still making the weapon racks now, so we can move the armor racks down to the armory. Take a quick peek down there and try and clear out some of the stuff, or at least make it invisible so we don't have to look at it. All the way down to our workshop level. Yep, too far down. There we go. There is the level. We're going to do designations, item properties, hide items, and we're going to hide all of this junk so we can't see it. There we go. Excellent, nice and clean. We are now going to build some armor stands. We're going to place them in this room. I think we'll place them, where's the middle of the room? About here? How much space is in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that would make the middle at approximately 9 in. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the middle of the room. So if we put 1 in here, armor stand, armor stand, armor stand, then we can do weapon rack, weapon rack on the other side. And that's R, I think, for weapon racks. It is. weapon racks. We don't have any free, though, so we'll have to wait till he actually builds them. We'll also be able to build some beds down here in the bottom part of the room. So let's build some beds. If I place some of those down here, I can place one there, one there. Let's go all the way across. We're probably not going to need this many beds, but there's a nice space for them anyway, so we'll fill it up. Perfect. There we go. And we can put the armor racks at the top of the room when they're finished. Awesome. That should give us pretty much whatever we need down there. And we can turn that area into a nice barracks as well. We can also set up some kind of door mechanism down here if we want, because we can actually seal off this whole area with it, if that's what we want to do. That might actually be a pretty good idea. If we come back up to the top, we can also set traps in here, which might be a good idea to make itself a little bit safer. But we do have a fairly good number of traps, like I mentioned earlier, up at this level, so I'm not sure if it's entirely necessary. We should check and make sure these aren't suspended, though. I'm not sure why they keep being suspended, but we're going to go over them and make sure they're not. Is there anything else sitting in those spaces that I just can't see? No, there used to be some stones sitting there, but I don't see anything in the way now. Strange. Anyway, we got that barracks starting to work up. We're going to have to build in its squads soon. We might do that after this, but we'll have to take a look at that as well. So our carvings are coming along quite nicely in here, which is good. It takes a long time to carve all this stuff, but it definitely adds to the overall look of your fortress in the long run, so it's always good to do. And we can always check up again on this. Are they coming along through here? Very slowly. Very slowly is this coming along. But that's okay. It'll get done eventually. And then we'll have a nice, nicely defended tower here. Also, I kind of want to test this to see if it's working now, but it should be, honestly. Given that we did connect it officially. It should now work. I don't know. Let's take a look downstairs. We'll test it out next time we get sieged, I guess, because the only real safe way to test it is to get everyone inside before you close it. Otherwise, if someone's in the wrong place when you close or open it, they can get absolutely smashed to bits. We have some doors we can place again as well. Some more chairs as well. I don't know. I think we're pretty good here. Lots of wood coming in. We're going to have to start using it up again, though. Otherwise, we're going to run out of space here. Do we actually have all of our charcoal burners working? You're working, and so are you. Good. That should use up a good amount of our wood. We're still making wooden bolts as well in both of these places, which should be using up our wood at a reasonable pace. The thing is, we're gathering so much of the wood so quickly that we're using it up much faster than we could possibly... acquiring it... What? We're still not using it up as fast as we can acquire, is what I'm trying to say. Despite the fact that we're using it up quite quickly. Yeah, I don't know. We're looking pretty solid here. Looking pretty solid. These traps are gradually getting built. Are they getting cancelled again? No, they might actually get finished this time. We're going to build one more trap in this tile here. We might come back and add to this later. We're going to build another trap, another cage trap right in this final space. There we go. And we may hold on to the rest so we can build them down even deeper. These can be a more last line of defense kind of deal. What's going on? We have some caravans! A human caravan from Otod Pezor has arrived. Fantastic. We'll be able to make use of their goods, no doubt. We'll see if they can get in here without too much trouble. It looks like they can. They didn't appear where our road starts, though, so that's kind of silly. Maybe they will once it's finished. And if not, I don't see the point of it. But that's okay. Maybe I just have to figure out how to use this points, routes, and notes thing to use it. Because it's potentially possible for me to mark out a route that goes along the road, maybe? So that people know to use it? I don't know actually what this does. I've never tried to use them before. We'll see. Once the road's finished, I'll try and set up a route and see if that's actually a thing that you can do. Otherwise, we'll just have to wait and find out. But for the most part, it seems reasonable to me, so I'd be surprised if that's not actually how it works. Alright, so that's actually looking pretty solid. Once these guys get here, we'll be able to do some good trading with them. We're going to mark out that we need our trader at the depot already, and we're going to start moving some goods over here. We're going to sort them by value. We have a lot of finished goods bins, which are bound to be fairly valuable. We can bring over some food barrels as well. That'll be fine. And this is probably more than enough to trade with. Is there anything that isn't food that I can trade them? There's some gems, but I have a feeling they're not super valuable compared to the food bins. I'll hold on to them anyway. And anything else of interest in here? A prickleberry roast. That's fairly valuable, apparently. Fancy. Alright, I think we'll just leave the food for now. That should be more than enough. If we need more, we can always go back and get more later. So we'll find out what they want when they get here. Okay. I kind of like the look of this entryway, though. It's kind of cool. The towers are a neat little addition. I'm happy with how they're turning out so far. It looks like we're building more up on the top floor, too, which is good on this one. Once we get all this finished... Have we actually finished these as well? One of them has been finished, apparently. Interesting. As these things gradually get built, we'll be able to do more stuff with them, but for now we have to wait. I could actually probably start carving the fortifications in the lower floors now, though. If I designate them as fortifications, A, for carving fortifications, I think you can carve them basically wherever you want, like this. And fortifications should operate along the same idea, that you can shoot through them, liquids can pass through them, but you can't move through them. I think that's how fortifications work. So we're going to carve out that floor and see what happens. If we need to destroy the wall and replace it, we should be okay. I don't think the upper floor should collapse as long as we keep the corners in place. So that should be okay. And we'll be able to figure out what we need to do from there. It'll be an interesting little experiment. I think that should make this exactly what we want, though. It's that kind of place we can stand to fire out at enemies who are outside, but they won't be able to fire back at us. Oh, not with melee weapons, anyway. They probably fire back with ranged weapons, but hopefully we'll be safe inside. And their accuracy won't be good enough to hit us through the wall. But we'll find out. So, the traders are getting in there. Good. We should have plenty of stuff to trade with them by now, and once we do get their trades done, we'll have plenty of food to take away. So that should be nice. Our traders are coming in here. They don't have to worry about the traps that were getting in the way before, so that's good. We're almost done, actually. A couple more rows here would fill out our entire defensive perimeter there, which would be cool to see, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. Yeah, I don't know. We got a bunch of stuff going on here for us, so that's pretty good. We're making progress. We can check out downstairs. We probably can set up our weapon racks while we're waiting for those guys to set up, so that would be a good next step. We'll come down here. Next up, after this, we're going to see if we can set up some hotkeys. So we're going to build ourselves a weapon rack. There we go. We should have 3 of them by now. We'll set them up on this side. There's pine and cedar weapon racks. Good. That's what we wanted. So with that, let's see if we can actually set up some hotkeys here. If we hit H, those capital H as hotkeys. Oh, you can! That's awesome. You can set location zooms. That's so cool. Okay, so we're going to try and do that. We're going to set up one for our entryway. Never tried to do this before, but it's pretty sweet if we can get this to work. I don't have to worry about so much clicking around. So if we want to set gate number 1, is this actually a thing? If we hit F1, how does this work? How does this work? F1, zoom here. Zoom here doesn't do anything. Can I select them in some way? I'm not sure what this is all about. Do I click on them? F2, F1 is a zoom here. Change name. Let's just call this the... Gate is a pretty accurate name for it, honestly. We could call it the entryway? So, how does that pick where it zooms? Like, if I hit F1 here, does that determine it? It might. Hit F1 there, that's that. Let's go somewhere else and try hitting F2 and see if that sets another location. So if I say F2 is the workrooms. Workrooms. Workroom? Workroom. It's the workroom, and it is a zoom here location. There's none. The only option seems to be zoom here. If I go down now, I can set F3 to be the dining room. Dining room, good enough. That'll do. Yes, and zoom there. If we go down again, can I set F4 to be the bedrooms? I'm not sure how this works. It'll be interesting if it actually does what it seems to be doing. And then I'll set F5 to be the lower barracks. All the way down. There we go. So F5 is the lower barracks. There we go. That'll do. And we'll set that as a zoom. Now if we go back, hit F1. F2, F3, F4, F5. That's awesome! We can teleport around now, nice and easy. I just have to learn what those hotkeys actually do. And I may want to move F1 up to this so I can see this whole area. This is kind of the barracks and the entryway I want to be able to see. So if I hit capital H again and hit F1 here, go back, and I go away and hit F1, no, it still sets me there. Maybe what I have to do, if I hit the hotkey, I'm not sure how this works. If I hit the zoom key again, and then go back, hit F1. Yes, okay, so that's what it is. Hitting F1 just selects it. The thing that makes it be a zoom here hotkey is where your screen is placed when you hit the Z button. That's what determines where you can jump to. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty neat little convenience tool, because now I can jump around to the various rooms nice and quick and can see exactly what I want at any given time. That's awesome. Are these guys ready to trade? Yes, it looks like they are. Are we here to trade? Yes, you are. Fantastic, Wolfrey. Nicely done. You're on the ball. Look at that! A $5,000 prepared food barrel. Jeez! It's valuable. The finished goods bin's 358. Yeah, these are not as valuable as our prepared food barrels. Jeez. That's some valuable stuff. Alright, so what are we going to do here? We're going to get some valuables out of these guys. Platinum. That's pretty cool. Gold. That's some nice stuff. Microclimate blocks. These aren't particularly fancy. These are just blocks of stone. The crystal glass and the green glass we may want to get for something, but we don't really need it. We can make it ourselves since we have our glass workshops now. We can make some ropes. We could get some instruments. I don't see anything here particularly valuable, though, that I immediately grab. Oh, dog cage! Yes! I want a dog. I'm going to try and train up a dog and see if we can actually get some guard dogs going. Do you have any more dogs? Nanny goats. I should probably buy the cages, too, the empty ones, if they're not super expensive. That would be a nice, easy way of getting some more cage. But, the ram, a rooster, a ram... That's an another dog cage. Good. Is that a male and a female dog? That would be perfect. It is. Awesome. So we've now bought ourselves the dogs we need to have an eternal dog, production line, I guess. Which will be good. We'll buy all the wine and random bloods and stuff too, because we can presumably use those in the future for foods. Desert scorpion blood, I guess. Huh. Whip wine barrel. We'll take that. Cedar barrel. Barrel. There's so many things here. Well, we'll take all the alcohol for sure, because it'd be silly to not buy it. I'll buy the barrel. Don't need the buckets, really, but I'll buy them anyway, because we could always use some extra buckets. And they're nice and cheap. We do have a lot of stuff to give them in return, so it's pretty easy to convince them to give us this kind of stuff. Now, right away, we're going to swap them for a prepared food barrel, because this trade should be enough that they will happily accept it. If we hit T to trade now... They're happy, so that worked out well for us. We got most of the stuff we wanted already. Well, at least some of the stuff we wanted. Most of the alcohol we wanted. We could also get a bunch of iron gear from them, but they're not going to have any steel, I don't think. And we don't really need iron anymore. We can produce as much iron as we could possibly want. We do want to see if we can get ourselves some... No, it doesn't look like it. They're not going to have any of our all-important seeds or spawn. But that's because they're not dwarves, so it's kind of to be expected. I can buy some leathers and some cloths. I don't really need them, but I could buy them. We'll buy a bit of cloth. You never know when you're going to need some. We'll buy a couple bins of cloth just so we have it if we want it. And is there anything else in here we want? I'm assuming we're going to want all their food, which they're bound to have, because we always buy tons of it. I'll buy... That's my last bin of cloth for now. Buy the cheap ones, because I don't need the fancy cloth right now. There's a lot of cloth bins, so we're going to have to just let this speed through the list for a while. Hopefully we'll get through it before too long. There we go. Lots of different kinds of leathers, different kinds of cloths, but honestly we don't need any of them, so it doesn't really help us in any way. I don't know why they bring so many. Like, you'd think they'd stop bringing things that we just don't care about. Here we go. Alright, so what is this? There's arrows of various kinds. We don't need arrows, we need bolts, so that's fine. Fancy jewelries and things. Iron anvils, we don't need those either. We can make our own. Meat, good. Time to buy all of their food. In exchange, we'll give them some of our food. Take their garbage materials and give them lavishly prepared meals in return. Awesome. All that... Is that bumblebee something? What is this? What is this? Bumblebee brain. That has got to be the smallest meal you've ever seen. Prepared bumblebee brain. Yeah, okay. Lots of fish, too. That's kind of cool. Something we don't get quite as much of. We do get a bunch of fish from all of our fisher people, but there's a lot of different kinds here that I'm sure we'd never be able to get because they're just not in our area. Now we're into the berries and the weeds and the plants, valley herbs. Valley herbs sounds like they'd be a great topping for food. You put them on there, it makes everything taste better, you know? Just like Mama used to make back in the mountain homes. Prickleberries don't sound quite as good. Now there's ratweed. I don't really need this yarn though, so we can leave off there. That's a pretty hefty amount of stuff, so I'll swap them this... No, I don't want to swap them the nice one. I want to keep the nice food barrel. I'll swap them this and see if they'll take it. Oh, no, they want the nice one. Alright. What else did they ask for? Oh, no, that's not so bad. Okay, that's reasonable. They want another low-priced barrel. I'll trade that. Sure. Now they got some bars here, some various... Those blocks again, I'm at the top. Oops. Alright, thankfully we can skip down to the bottom for this part. We might buy some crutches and splints off them just because they're here and easy to get. We'll buy the rest of the cheese, though, too. Cheese is much more expensive, but it's nice to have these luxury food items as well, since we can afford them. It's not like we're exactly pressed for valuable items, and since we're getting so much food in exchange for food, it's pretty easy to justify buying all of this additional food. Oops. That's not food. That's silly, trap stuff. I might buy some quivers, too. Since they're here and I'm going to be equipping a whole bunch of archers soon, I might as well buy some quivers. Anything else here I need? I don't think so. Lots of yarn, thread. I think that's about it. So we'll get one more trade done with these guys and we'll be good here. Is that all we have left? Not a lot of stuff left here. Oh, hang on, it's down another page. Right. We'll swap them. What's a nice good one? That's a pretty good deal for them. See if they'll take that. They want another one? What do they want? That's a pretty big offer. Hang on now. Hang on now. Instead of that, how about I give you this one? That's not quite as big of a deal for you. There you go. They'll take that one. That's better. You always want to make sure you get a deal that works out reasonably well for you as well as them. That should be fine, though. I don't think we need any more trading there. No trader requested. We're going to move our items back from here. Anything we're not currently trading anymore, we can remove. Is that all of it? Not quite. There we go. Alright, that should keep people busy for a little while as they move all of our goods back. But that should be a pretty good deal for us. There we go. We got a nice bit of food out of that. Got a nice bit of other supplies. More of our road is being built. Things are looking good. People kind of stopped building here, though, for some reason. I'm not sure what that's all about. Not sure what that's all about. So next episode, we're probably going to set up our military for the lower level. That's definitely something that needs to get done, so we'll do that next. Is someone getting attacked? No, it doesn't look like it. There's just a giant louse somewhere on the map that's freaking my guys out. Where is it? I'm not sure. Anyway, there's an enemy around there somewhere. Weird. Resume. Okay, so this is actually looking pretty solid. Looking pretty solid. We got a nice bunch of extra food from those guys. That should get put into our stores soon. We have a fairly good amount of actual wealth too. Most of it is in our architecture, interestingly enough. I know, most of it's in other objects. I'm not sure what that's considered. But we have a fairly high amount of architecture value just from our carved stone, I'm assuming. Our fortress is so fancy that it makes people want to be in it. Okay. Well, this is coming along nicely, I have to say. Coming along quite nicely. Our barracks downstairs is looking good as well. We still need to set up our bedrooms. That's kind of a tedious task, though. Because we can go through here and turn each of these beds into an actual bedroom. Because right now they aren't. But we'll do that in a bit. First of all, we'll build some more doors, though, because if we can get the doors on, it makes building them into bedrooms even easier. Because then you don't have to worry about accidentally selecting more than the room. You can just select up to maximum size, and the doorway will make sure that it stays in that room. And that makes things a little bit nicer. We don't quite have enough to fill the room, though, do we? No, we're missing one door. Fantastic. We're one away from a nice setup there. Oh well. One more door and we'll be good to go. And we have very few idlers now because they're all working hard carrying things around. Awesome. So as this is going here, this is looking pretty solid. We have a good amount of food supplies. More is going to be coming in soon. We're going to have to put it all in barrels and pots and stuff because otherwise we're not going to have enough room. Our dining room is finished. Our top floor is looking pretty good. I have to remember to use the hotkeys instead now instead of just wandering around all the time. More of our roads getting finished. Wow, look at this! Look at this! We might actually finish the road sometime before we're dead. This is awesome. 2 sections of road are getting finished at the same time. That's super cool. Alright. We might actually see this thing completed. What's going on in the other areas? We got a lot of work going on in here. I probably need to switch a couple of these things around, but for now it'll do. If we check out our kitchen area, our bedroom area, this is so neat. I'm super happy these hotkeys actually do what they thought they would. Gamma Flux just gave birth to a boy. Awesome. Resume. Excellent. If we check out... The one thing I want to be able to do before we go any further here is build that that drawbridge in here as an emergency safeguard. I could build it up here as well, which might not be a bad idea either. That way I can see it a little bit easier from this area. Maybe we'll try that. If we try and build ourselves a drawbridge, a bridge is a weird key, I think. Where is bridges? There it is. It is G. Okay. So we're going to build a bridge with G. It is not a retracting bridge. It's going to be a drawbridge. So it is going to raise towards the left. We are going to make it not very big. It's only going to be 4 long, 3 wide, and we're going to put it right here, I think. So it's going to draw up to about there. I could move it over here, but that's a bit close for my liking, like having at least one space of leeway there. So if we build it here out of gabbro, it should fit in fairly well with the stone it's on, I think. So we'll place that there. We'll make it out of gabbro, because there's plenty of it right underneath, so that'll be good. Yeah, that'll fit nicely. And then I can raise up if we need to emergency block that gate. And that should be good. We're going to need to also build a lever for it, so we're going to build a trap, a lever with L, and we're going to put the lever in the corner over there, using a gabbro mechanism. Perfect. And then we'll be able to link the two together shortly. That should be good. And we have all this space to train in. We have this barracks room. People can come through here if they're doing things, and it won't bother anyone. I don't think. It might bother the sleepers, but you know what? That's okay. You're in the military. Sometimes life sucks. We're going to pop back up to the top layer. I can just do that with a button now! Ugh! I have to break the habit of trying to go there slowly, because I can just skip there, which is awesome. Awesome. Now, how are these things doing? Has anyone interrupted them? Looks like they're all working. Just need some architecture work. They're all looking pretty good here. This is awesome. We might actually get these things finished. Super cool. We take up to the top floor. These are still not moving, though. That's not so great. I want more work done up there. Have these been cancelled for some reason? No. They just haven't been worked on yet. Okay, that's good. As long as they're not getting cancelled for no good reason, we can always make progress on it. Okay. We'll hop back down. Looking pretty solid here. Alright. Well, this is actually looking pretty good. So I think we're probably going to end the episode around here. Probably the main reason that we're not actually getting anything done is because our entire fortress is moving food around. But that's okay. I don't mind having the big bump to our food stores. The fish and plants and meat and whatnot will be a lovely addition. So will the drinks. So we'll be able to go from there and find out how that goes. So that's pretty solid. Pretty solid indeed. How's our wood stockpile doing? Plenty of wood still. Lots of bins produced. In fact, we probably have more bins than we need now. We have a couple things here not in bins, but for the most part they're looking pretty good. We'll make a couple extra ones just to see, but I don't think we're going to need to worry too much about them anymore. So that's always nice. Alright, this is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I am quite happy with that. It looks like someone actually went over and built another section of something. Oh, look at that! They're symmetrical. That's cool. Top floor, not yet built. We can build that later. But yeah, I think for now we're going to stop this here. So, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, doing some more Dwarf Fortress for you. If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave a like on today's episode, because I always like seeing them. And don't forget to leave a comment, because those are even better. I always like hearing what you guys think. Either way, thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.